This week's guest for Touch Base in Seoul is Michelle Cho, the founder of the music producing and publishing company Singing Beetle. Michelle began her career at SM Entertainment doing A&R, but expanded her role to writing and producing music. I'm delighted to say that she has stopped by the studio today to tell us more about her story and her path to music and more. Ms. Cho, hello and welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a delight to have you with us. You have a fascinating story, but let's perhaps start from the start. Growing up, were you always interested in music, especially K-pop?
I would say as a kid, and I'm pretty sure the time when I was a kid, it was a time when everybody was interested in K-pop. Of course, before we didn't have the label K-pop, but I was also very fascinated by the singers of the time, such as H.O.T., Finkel, Jack's Kiss, G.O.D., all these bands. I also remember as I was just walking into the studio that I came to KBS several times when I was a kid to watch Music Bank. So yes, I was always interested in music, always interested in K-pop. My mom also got me some singing lessons, piano lessons, and flute lessons. I was always interested in learning new instruments. So yeah, I would say I did spend my childhood with a lot of music in it.
Sure, so you were a fan, but then when did you decide that you'd do this, try to explore this professional world of music? Because I understand that in college here in Korea University, you majored in international relations and then you earned a master's degree in international education policy from Harvard as well. But then how did you make that transition?
I would say I always wanted to try music, but I wasn't brave enough because I felt like music is a path where you not only need to have your talent, but also other factors like timing, luck, the network, all the things I felt like I didn't have control over had so much influence over the success of your career. So I would say I think I took a safe route, a safer path, which was studying a little bit. And of course, I'm still very much passionate about education and international relations. And I don't think they are all separable from K-pop because they are in a way all correlated. So the career change that happened was when I was doing my master's degree. I was thinking over my life choices and what I want to do in the future, and I came across a TV show where young kids were competing to be K-pop stars. It was an audition show, and that was the time when a lot of audition shows were taking place in different broadcasting stations. And I saw, and I think this is the first time I talk about this in public, my friend Andrew Choi, which I didn't know back then, was competing in the show. And to my eye, he was already a very successful songwriter.
Right. But
he was also competing with people to sing. And I thought, okay, if that guy has that much courage to jump into such competition like that, why shouldn't I be trying? And that gave me a little bit of courage. And that's when I started looking up for potential career options in the music industry. And A&R, the job A&R popped up on my research. So I thought, okay, this looks like something that I can do. So that's how I dabbled into the field of music a little bit.
So you were inspired by this TV show, but still, it was a very brave choice, I would say.
Yeah, but I was young. And I think being young, like you haven't really done anything so that you are able to try new things. Indeed.
So that's quite inspirational. Then you decided to take this path, but you end up joining SM Entertainment of all places, arguably the top K-pop agency, particularly at the time. You were involved in international A&R, as you said. That sounds like it was a dream start.
It was. I actually had SM Entertainment in mind when I was applying for positions. And when I came back to Korea after my degree, I waited for their job postings and openings and applied to that position. So I would say I was quite lucky in getting that position.
Right. So you applied, they had a posting. What was it like to start working there?
It was fantastic. It was very demanding.
I can imagine.
I think it was so inspirational and amazing to work with such world-class producers and songwriters. Especially my job, international A&R, it involved a lot. It involved bringing international songwriters and producers to Korea to collaborate with local producers and songwriters to produce music for our artists. And that process not only allowed me to work with these amazing people, but I also was in the midst of what was going, like all the things that was happening. And I've learned so much. I was always inspired by the musical choices that they make, the way they work. They're so hardworking. All that was very amazing, but also involved a lot of work but it wasn't really forced. I feel like I forced myself because I enjoyed watching the things like this, a song changing throughout the process after my feedback. It was so fascinating to witness that. So I ended up pushing myself, staying at work late at night. So I would say it was very fun, very demanding.
You say you saw that position for A&R and you said you felt like it was something you could do. Can you tell us a little bit about what A&R is for any listeners who might not know? I know it's short for artists and repertoire, but can you explain a bit more for us?
So A&R, if I were to put it in a sentence, I would say they are the hunters for hit songs. So they are the people who talk to the artist, talk to the label to understand what they're looking for to deliver the best possible hit songs that could come across. So A&Rs will reach out to the songwriters and producers to find a good match for their artists, but also try to arrange songwriting sessions for their artists to participate if your artists want to write music themselves. But that's usually the role of an A&R, but in K-pop world, it adds a little bit more to it because A&Rs oversee the entire process of music production. So they not only are the people who hunt for these great songs, but once a song is bought, they will be the ones to make sure the quality is maintained. So they will reach out to lyricists to make sure that the song gets the best lyrics possible. Will talk to the engineers and studios to find the right and most suitable studios and engineers for their artist, and like all the process of tuning, mixing, and mastering until a song is out and delivered to the public. An A&R will oversee the entire process.
It sounds like a very hands-on kind of work in the industry.
It is, yes.
And what did it feel when you started working with these artists and getting involved in the music and seeing those songs, as you said, become hits?
It's an overwhelming feeling. I love the idea of being able to create something that delivers so much joy to people's lives. And that's also one of the reasons why I love working in the music industry or joined this industry too. We always have doubts, and not always. We start sometimes with doubts whether this song will work or not. And when you realize that the song actually hits, then you get really, you feel like your work is rewarded, but you also feel like you are contributing to the world a little bit in a way. And I sometimes get DMs from the fans like, "Oh, I love this song. This song has inspired me so much." Or when I was studying for my finals, I was really exhausted and I listened to this song, I get really energized. Those comments really keep me going too.
Yes, I imagine it must be so energizing, such a unique experience. I understand you continue to work on your own music during that time as well, right? You worked with many artists, including Ha Sung-woon, EXO, and SHINee. But also as a singer, songwriter, and lyricist, you've composed over 70 songs. Is that right?
I have. I was saying that I was surprised that I've worked on so many songs. I guess I didn't really think about the numbers. I was working continuously to get to one song and another, and here I am.
But even working as an A&R, to be writing and creating your own music must have been quite a challenge as well.
I think it's exciting still to be because those two different jobs require different things, and it's exciting to be able to do both.
So then after you left SM Entertainment, you founded your own company, Singing Beetle, which we introduced at the start. Can you tell us a bit more about the company and how you decided to branch out and start this new venture?
Right. Singing Beetle is a company that tries to create a healthier environment for musicians. As I was working in the music industry, I've noticed that so many talented musicians sometimes give up their job or give up their dream because of realistic reasons. And I think it's really easy to forget that music is also somebody's livelihood, especially because it's a product that is not visible, tangible. So I founded Singing Beetle in the hopes that we can create a bridge for the upcoming artists and musicians to access different networks or different opportunities to grow their career and eventually bring more great music to the world. So Singing Beetle is a company that not only provides producing services to artists, but also provides publishing services to songwriters and producers. So it's a company that tries to make more great music out and encourage more musicians to pursue their path.
It sounds like you have some very noble goals, but I imagine it's very challenging as well to run this company like this, especially with having such when you're aspiring to do so much.
But I think I was very lucky because I was fortunate enough to work with really talented people. Especially in the beginning phase of Singing Beetle, I've had a lot of help from people that I've got to know through working at SM and before. They were very much willing to help me get started, to give me different opportunities, and I would definitely want to return that favor to the community so that we can, create different bridges and different opportunities for other musicians, because I think I got to create songs, deliver these music through not only my own effort, but also with the help. So I would be that help for other people who needs that to do the same.
Sure. Can you give us some examples? Have there been any rewarding or memorable moments so far? I know you've worked with a lot of international artists as well. That's part of your remit for the company, right?
I do remember that a lot of songwriters that I've worked with were very supportive of me when I was leaving SM. Although I was leaving the post, they were very, I wouldn't say happy, but they were very encouraging, supportive too. Like, I really want to, I'm very curious about what your future would be like. Please let me know if there's anything that they can help. And eventually when I did leave SM, some songwriters and producers, both in and outside of Korea, did reach out to me for opportunities like, oh, hey, we're trying to launch this new artist and we need new songs. Can you help us set up a songwriting camp? So that is an opportunity. So I'd be like, sure. So we start that out. And it's little by little, I would start building my career as an independent A&R and a songwriter. So yeah, that will be one of the memorable moments.
Sure. So you're building up. What's next for you? What are some perhaps goals for this year, for 2023?
So in 2023, Singing Beetle is producing its own artist. So far, we have been mostly providing A&R services to already existing artists. But this time, we have signed a new male solo artist.
Wow, that sounds exciting.
Yes, it is pretty exciting. So we're working on his single right now to be released in the spring. So that will be one of the most important projects that I'll be doing because we're planning to launch his 2 singles and an EP this year. And then hopefully we'll be able to start a tour and build a career for him.
Oh, right. And can you give us his name? Can you reveal that yet? Or is that...
I can. I just looked outside.
Make sure, yeah.
So his name is Kim Nano.
Kim Nano, okay.
So Yes, he's a male solo. He used to be part of a K-pop idol group in the past, and now he's trying to make his own artist. He is a solo artist.
Okay, so Kim Nano, you heard it here first. Well, we hope that goes well for you. We've been talking to the founder of Singing Beetle, Michelle Cho. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.